You finally land that long-awaited raise. Maybe that fat contract you've been chasing finally comes through. Suddenly, you're dining out more often, treating yourself to finer things. Life feels different. But here's the burning question: are you actually getting rich? It's not always easy to tell, because true wealth, it rarely shouts. Instead, it whispers. And if you listen closely, here are 4 quiet signs that you're becoming richer than you think. Sign number 1. You no longer obsess over your bank account. We've all been in that place. It's just days away from your next paycheck, staring at your dwindling balance, praying that nothing unexpected hits your account. You're down to your last $20, calculating every penny, hoping you can stretch it just a little further. If you've felt that kind of anxiety, the kind that gnaws at your peace, you know how heavy it is? But here's the good news. If you're making wise financial choices, that storm won't last forever as your financial health strengthens. Something subtle yet powerful happens. You stop worrying about the small stuff. No more standing in line debating whether you can afford that $4 coffee or that new shirt. You just buy it. No hesitation, no guilt. This isn't about being reckless. It's about a quiet confidence that begins to grow inside you, and awareness that your financial foundation is strong enough to hold. That confidence is one of the first true signs that you're on your way to wealth. I've been there. I've walked the tightrope of the paycheck to paycheck life. I've had to put candy bars back on the shelf because I couldn't afford them. I've seen the dreadful read of a negative bank balance. And I've endured the soul-crushing reality of working a job I hated, only to come out the other side with nothing to show for it. Yes, it's normal to feel cautious when you're trying to save or dig yourself out of debt. But when that caution fades, when you're no longer circling payday on the calendar or splitting the bill at dinner, you've reached a powerful milestone. These small but meaningful shifts reduce the invisible friction in our lives. They clear up space in your mind. They free you. So go ahead, sip that latte, or pick up those shoes you've been eyeing. You're not just spending. You're celebrating progress. Sign number 2. You no longer define wealth by a number for the longest time. I thought wealth was a number on a screen. I believed that if I could just hit that one magical figure, happiness would follow. But as my income grew, something unexpected happened. I realized wealth wasn't about the money. It was about the freedom to live on my own terms. Back when money was tight, I couldn't think straight. Bills piled up. Stress clouded my vision. Every month felt like a race to survive. If you've ever lived like that, if you're nodding along right now, tap that like button and let me know. But then something changed. I started earning more. I wasn't rich by definition, but I could breathe. I could travel. I could buy things that brought me joy without dread. Take buying a house, for example. Imagine the grind. Years of sacrifice. Overtime shifts, cutting every corner possible. And finally, you save up enough for the down payment. You sign the papers. You hold the keys. And at that moment, you realize wealth isn't in the bank account. It's in the security of owning your home. Or maybe it's reaching financial independence. So many people hate their jobs, counting down the days until they can walk away. They attach their freedom to a number, chase it for years. But when they finally cross the finish line, their definition of wealth shifts. Again, it becomes about living, about savoring the moments, not just counting dollars. So when you stop chasing a number and start chasing fulfillment, that's when you step onto the path of real, lasting wealth. Sign number 3. You feel a quiet inner peace. There's one sign of growing wealth that most never notice. It's not flashy. It's not loud, but it's everything. It's that gentle hum of inner peace that settles into your soul, because when you're broke, that peace doesn't exist. Instead, there's a constant undercurrent of anxiety buzzing in your chest, shadowing your thoughts. You're always worrying. Will rent go through? Will the car break down? Will one bad day tip everything over? And that stress, it doesn't just live in your head, burrows deep, weighing down your mind, exhausting your spirit. I've felt it. I remember flinching at every email from my boss, terrified it would be the one where I got fired. I remember every weird noise my washing Machine made, praying it wasn't about to die on me. It wasn't living. That was surviving. But as money starts to flow a little easier, that background noise begins to fade. You check your inbox, and instead of fear, you feel calm. If a job ends, you've got savings to hold you over. If an appliance breaks, you simply replace it. The quiet peace that comes from financial stability heals you in ways you didn't know you needed. Your body relaxes, your mind clears. For the first time in a long time, you can just be. So if you're starting to feel comif, the anxiety is lifting and peace is taking its place. That's not a coincidence. That's a sign you're getting rich. Sign number 4, you're actually on track for retirement. Are you moving toward your retirement goals? Because the truth is most people aren't. We all dream of the day we can slam the laptop shut, walk out of the office, and never look back. But for many, that dream stays a fantasy. Why? Because they didn't start early. They were too busy chasing the now to save for the future. Or worse, they believed they could work forever. But the harsh truth is you won't. And if you haven't prepared, that reality hits hard. So if you have started a retirement fund, if you are tracking your progress even slowly, if you are setting yourself up to retire with dignity and freedom, congratulations, you're not just getting by. You're building wealth, real wealth. The kind that buys back your time, your freedom, your peace of mind. Because true richness isn't about flashy cars or luxury vacations. It's about options. It's about waking up one day and realizing you're free. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes people make, and I see it all the time. On this channel, I break down the critical errors that silently sabotage your path to wealth. So if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button because what you don't know will cost you. Now, take a moment. Step back. Ask yourself, who really decides if you're financially ready to retire? Is it your bank account? Is it the number of birthdays you've had? Does retirement demand $1 million? Dollars sitting pretty in your savings? Maybe, but that's just the surface. The truth goes much deeper. Yes, a healthy retirement portfolio helps, but those who break free from the 9-to-5 earlier than most have something else in common. They possess specific financial traits you can use as a mirror to see just how far you've come or how far you still need to go. Trait number 1, total debt freedom. If you've cleared every dime you owed and owe no one a single cent, that's your first green light to leave behind the steady paycheck. High-interest debts like credit cards and home loans, they're not just bills, they're leeches sucking the life out of your retirement dreams. If you're serious about walking away from the grind, you must silence those debts first. Wipe the slate clean and suddenly your budget has room to pour fuel into your retirement engine. Next, the emergency fund. The wise never retire without it. Because here's a brutal truth: when you stop working, your safety net vanishes. No more employer-sponsored health plans and health crises. They don't send warnings, they just strike. Which is why you must be ready. Thick emergency fund isn't optional. It's your armor against the chaos that could destroy your future peace. Third, those who escape the rat race early start planning long before everyone else. They don't wait, they don't wish, they act. And because of that, they unlock the greatest secret weapon in wealth building: compound growth, aka free money. Time becomes your ally. The earlier you begin, the more explosive your gains. Not just about saving, it's about multiplying. Sign number 5 is one most people miss. But it speaks volumes. You start spending more time and money on the things that set your soul on fire. For most people, work is a cage, a daily cycle of misery. Wake up, drag yourself out of bed, sit in traffic, grind away for 8 grueling hours, come home exhausted, numb the pain with TV, sleep, repeat. Sound familiar? It's a life half lived. But when you start climbing the financial ladder, something shifts. Work becomes a choice, not a sentence. Suddenly, your life opens up. You reclaim your time. You breathe. You explore. You indulge in your passions because now you can. But here's the catch: none of this happens by luck. You need a strategy. And very few people know the right one. The truth There are only two ways to earn more: work longer or increase your value per hour. Most people burn themselves out with the first. They work endlessly, yet still feel trapped. The secret lies in the second. Raise your value, and you raise your freedom. Take this example. A doctor earning $1,000 a shift works one day and takes the rest of the week off. Meanwhile, someone earning $20 an hour has to slog through 50 brutal hours to make the same. I'm not saying you need to be a doctor, but I am saying you need to become someone who's worth more per hour. Because when you do, a whole new world opens. Suddenly you're signing up for that cooking class you've always dreamed of, booking that African safari, exploring the finer things that once seemed impossible. Personally, I felt it. I knew I was truly getting wealthier the first time I could take unpaid time off, just to travel, no stress, no scrambling to make ends meet. Before that, even one missed paycheck would have been a financial disaster. But when I learned how to earn more per hour, when I started investing in assets that pay me even when I sleep, everything changed. That's when I finally understood a quote that stopped me in my tracks. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. David Turoth, that was the moment I saw it. I was no longer just surviving, I was living. But sadly, many people never make it. They stay trapped, spiraling deeper into financial chaos, never tasting the freedom of a dinner out, a trip abroad, or even a single peaceful day without fear. If that's where you are, now listen closely. I've been there, and if I could claw my way out, so can you. So remember, if you're starting to spend more time and money on the things you love, that's a powerful sign. You're getting richer. And if you want to keep that momentum going, don't wait. Click on the next video and let's take this journey together.